Hi, everyone. We have a minute left until we start. Um, I will be sharing my screen for this. I think we've got 15 minutes for this, and we can kind of go through the Building Radar platform. I've sort of prepared a scenario for the different sort of searches that we can do, and also answer any questions that you might have as well, and kind of show you a little bit of how it's built too. So we'll give it a minute just to let people come in. All right, we can get started then. Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining me today. We will, be using about 15 minutes for this, so I'm going to make this full screen so everyone can see. Just starting off generally, building radar is a lead providing service for companies in the construction space, and our specialty is using AI to be able to find a variety of leads at a variety of stages that best match your business need or your market niche. The real beauty of building radar is its earliness of information and also its customizability. So really being able to specifically get down to the nitty gritty of what you need and when you need it, and deliver you those leads when they are actionable. So as you can see here already, this is the Building Radar platform, just kind of giving you a harbor cruise of the different areas of the platform. As first we can see here is the inbox. All you Outlook users are probably pretty familiar with this sort of layout. It is where we are inspired from. So you can see here the inbox. The inbox is where you're going to be delivered these new projects as they come in live. We're going to go into the sort of the breakdown before we go into we'll go to the breakdown later of the different types of types of information we can find you. As you can see here, we have sub inboxes. Now, right now, we have these split along the three different types of projects that we can get you. The first being articles, which is that very early stage information. A lot of general contractors, people with high value products, people that have a lot of customization in their product will use articles as is a very early stage, um, type of project of lead information, so that you can really be ahead of the pack and be the first one speaking with those decision makers, people who have long sales cycles, and people who have really good sales processes in place will generally be using articles. Projects are then projects that are announced on architects' websites and are announced plans of projects. They generally have more information to them and are usually already have been designed, as it is then later than the article. And then tenders is, of course, tenders that we all know how to work with. So it's really a call out for a certain type of project. These are mostly used by smaller subcontractors who then are looking for a specific person in a project to work with. Now you see, I've kind of designed health, but we'll jump into those in a second. What you'll see here is inboxes where those new leads come in. You can see then here the breakdown, the individual lead inboxes for those sub inboxes. Now, these are totally customizable by your niche that you're looking into, at the timing that these projects are coming in, the area that they are located, that the projects are located in the size of the project. So there's many different variables that we'll go into in a second. Second is interesting. This is when you're then using the lead, as you can see here. You can see that the leads, this is your inbox where you see those different leads, and then here's the actual individual lead. So right here, you'll see a quick bit of information. Right now, we are looking at projects. Now, we have chosen a European view, so you're going to be seeing those, you're going to be seeing projects from around Europe. Of course, you're able to come in here. You're able to say interesting, discard, archive, snooze, or export. So interesting, this is a project that you want to see. It's going want to follow up on. This will move the project out of here into your interesting folder for you to then follow up on. As you can see, Here are the associated companies with that um, article. This project, and these are the companies that are actually taking part in it. To click into open, you can then get all the contact information that you'll need, and then of course like website and address. Here's information about the project. So if we look at the project preview, we can see then into the actual project. What is the project? The details that the architects have done here. Moving on, so you've interested this project, it'll move it out of your inbox into your interesting folder. From here, you can then contribute to you can work together with your teammates. So for example, John Doe, this is a project that looks interesting to you. Comment, and then that user, John Doe, will then be notified of it. So then, of course, discard. If this project is not of interest to you, it'll, of course, discard the project. Archive is then moving it out where you are saying, okay, I'm already aware of this project. This isn't interesting, so I don't want to follow up on it, but it's also not a discard because I don't want to get rid of it. Snooze is saying, this is a project that's interesting to me, but it is still a little too early for me to attack. Maybe I'll snooze this 3 months or so. And then if there is a change in the project or an update, it will notify you before that update in the project. And then of course export. If you're looking to export this, you can export individual projects or multiple projects as a PDF, so you can share it over email, and maybe with those ones who are not in your in the Building Radar system. And then of course the CSV as well, which would be an Excel sheet, which is great for uploads into any sort of CRM. But we of course have a CRM integration available as well as an upgrade for our packages. So here you can see the different projects. You can click into them and see them here. There you are able to translate these. I'll be very honest, I'm not sure where the translate button is right now. So after you've interested them, you'll see them in your interested folder, of course broken into subfolders, your snooze folder, broken into the snooze folder, the discarded folder, and then the archive folder and exported folder. You can see everything that's done here. Now, part of this as well with interesting and not interesting, this helps train our AI to understand your needs better, as it is learning what projects you're interesting and what projects you're not interesting, so that it learns to bring you more and more interesting projects. So working a little how Google works. So at this point, I want to get a little bit into how these things are built and how we design these individual searches for you. As you can see, there's health articles, health projects, and health tenders. So if we jump into articles, which is that very early stage information, you can see here I've already pre-prepared this one. This is a bit of more of a basic one. Usually when we work with a customer, they'll give us a lot more detailed information about the categories they are going into, the location of these projects, the size of the projects, the timing of these projects when they want to see it. So you can see this is here defined by those modules. And also there's no limit really to the amount of modules you can, amount of sub inboxes you can have. So you can get very specific on them. But of course, the more specific you get, the more exact your search is. And so you might be pinning yourself too much on one search. And so we always like to caution that level between openness and also specificity of each of these sub inboxes. So if we look at this, we can see it's built up as modules. So when we look at a module, you can see a multitude of different things that we can do. So for example, when we look for news articles, we have free text search. If there's truly something specific that you're looking for, we're able to then dig into those deeper and really take a look at things like one of our customers does trenchless piping projects, so they're looking for trenchless piping projects, or another one is looking for P3 construction contracts in the US. So we help them find them specific to those sort of non-quantitative keywords that we can help find, the more abstract searches. There's of course associated companies. A lot of our customers work with customers already, and they know they want to keep on top of every project they are announcing and might be doing in the future, or maybe they have a target list of customers they want to be working with in the future, and they'll use this to understand, okay, I'm going to put my 10 target companies. So say you build hotels, you put Marriott, Hilton, Caesar's Palace, those sort of companies in here, so you're always kept abreast of all the new projects that they announce. Category, this is then of course the most usual one that we have. This is then looking at office, education. You can get specific: health, sports, hospitality, landscape, infrastructure, agriculture, commercial, residential, cultural events, industrial, public list, and historical and religious. Then location. We can get from Europe wide, which is what this is set to right now, to countries, to even then specific zip codes if you are truly working at a locational specific location level. Minimum one company. So as we know, articles are a lot more early and they do require a bit more work. But if you're saying, hey, I do want to be actionable on this early stage information, but I want to make sure there's at least one company that's mentioned there that I should reach out to, then this is, of course, a toggle you can switch on and off. Language. We, of course, have a multitude of different companies based in many countries looking for projects around the world. Our main limitations are only our language ability. So right now we have German and English. Luckily, a lot of trade papers are written in English around the world, so you can still find a lot of projects. And so you can set that request here. Now, of course, if we are looking for specific projects, we also have a translation ability in our lead. So as we see here, this is a German lead, so we can, of course, translate it, and it's in English. And you can find it there. So then moving on from articles, we then go on to tenders. Tenders, as we all know, are really projects that are out for bid, are looking for it. So here we can see, location Europe, contract size 1 million and plus, keywords. So we're looking for things like clinic, written in different languages for around Europe. CPV architect. So we're really looking for something that has an architect. So if we look at this, architectural, construction, engineering, inspection service. So we want to find those tenders that have them mentioned. And then, of course, awarded bid. We want to find them. And when we look at that phasing as well, we can say look at pre-bid information, open bid, pass bid, or awarded bid. So when we look at this, we can come in here, see, okay, these are some new awarded bids in Europe. So this one now is in Germany, so we can translate this. We can see the types of services which are mentioned here that have been looked for and won. And then, of course, we can find them the companies that actually won this, MHB Architects. And then this is the company that ultimately called for the construction of this. Then the last but not least, of course, is the projects. These are then, of course, from the architect's website. We build crawlers to specifically go after these sort of projects and find them. So if you have specific, architect offices that you're going after, we can definitely customize it more to focus on those. And as just a quick reminder, something I missed, tenders here, we have over 149 tender sources, and that is continuously growing by day. And so there's always more and more sources coming here. So when we look at projects, again, we've built, this is more of a simple module, and when we work together, we get a lot more in depth in what your actual needs are, and we can build them a lot more specific. So here, this one is built specifically for health projects in Europe, so that we can come here and see leads from Germany to England. And so we can come here, North Manchester General Hospital, and we can see Manchester University Hospital NHS Foundation Trust, which is what builds the hospitals, and then Shepherd Robinson, which is then the architecture company. Of course, in all our leads, we then see the link where you can always click into to get more information about it. So we can see has been appointed to transform the Northern Manchester General Hospital, and you can see then more on the website. And all of our leads that we create, so articles, projects, and tenders, will have links to the original documents and, of course, the searches as well. As we only have 50 minutes, I do want to stop and give us 1 minute or 2 minutes of time for questions. And I see here we have a question up. And so, yes, can one customize the Building Radar platform by the individual users? So yes, not only are we customizing it for your specific needs, but let's just say you have your whole sales team, and sales teams are split up, by region or by vertical. We can then customize each one of those users to have their unique view of Building Radar, where they can see those projects in the area and the way that is most important for them. Now, of course, with that said, if you are all using Building Radar, you can, of course, collaborate across the Building Radar platform. You can tag, your colleagues in different projects, and push that into their inbox so they can see those and are made aware of them as well. If there are no more questions, then I think we are nearly at time. I'd just like to say again, thank you for joining our a very quick speed webinar today. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to show you a more custom version of the platform where we can really build it out to your specific needs and wants, and we can show you the projects that you would be really looking for. And we see one more question as well. Is the information verified by the Building Radar team, or is it just crawled and AI-based data capture? So it is initially pulled by the internet, crawled, and AI-based data capture. We do have a machine learning aspect and a human aspect in verification, but the machine learning is really what is the beauty of it and allows us to have such a larger reach as we're able to verify these projects a lot quicker. Traditional lead service platforms will have people who do it. The issue there is that the amount of projects that they can find are a lot less, and also the earliness of those projects being delivered to you also are a lot less. But it is verified by the Building Radar machine learning. All right, I think that is the last question. So thank you all for joining. I'm pretty sure this will be also disseminated as a video for you to review. And again, if you have any questions or would like to see your target projects in the Building Radar platform, what we can help you do, please feel free to reach out. There should be a contact us link in the follow-up email and also on our webpage as well. So thank you very much, and looking forward to speaking to you guys again.